Mother, friends, as the Romans so aptly put it, tempora mutanta. That is to say, times change. 65 years ago, Mother wasn't even here. And today she has been here 65 years. Tempora certainly do mutanta. Thank you. But before we examine those 65 well-spent years, let me thank you all who came to celebrate this joyous occasion. You, Mr. Snaffle, Mrs. Snaffle, Miss Snaffle, Mr. Tupham, Mrs. Tupham, and Mr. Latham. Perhaps you noticed that I am guilty of an omission. But when you hear later what I have to say, or better, to announce, concerning a young lady not too far away, I am sure you will agree that sometimes an omission is an admission.
I didn't do it. It's the plumbing. I just turned on the tap. It's the plumbing, Mama.
Don't say that.
But it was.
Sit down and be quiet.
Let's go on. 65 years. 65 years of useful service.
I can fix it.
I beg your pardon.
Some of you might not know it, but I'm a plumber's niece. Just give me a hammer and a wrench and I'll show you.
I'll get it, Miss Cluny. I know where they are.
Miss Cluny, I wish you wouldn't.
Oh, there's nothing to it. It won't take more than 5 minutes. And then nothing will interrupt your announcement. I might not cook the best tripe and onions in England, but whoever gets me won't have to worry about his plumbing.
Here you are, Miss Cluny.
It's a joint. A couple of bangs might do it. If not, we'll try something else. That's my birthday gift to your mother, Mr. Wilson. Mrs. Wilson,
Good night, Mrs. Wilson.
Good night. Good night, Mrs. Wilson.
Mother, what?
what's the matter? Is your mother ill?
No. Mother just wanted to be excused.
Goodness me, it's getting late.
Yes, we really must be going. It's quite late.
Thank you very much for a delightful evening.
I hope it wasn't too much for your mother, my boy.
I hope not.
Good night, Mr. Wilson. Good night, Mr. Wilson.
Good night, Mr. Wilson. Good night, Mr. Wilson.
Good night, Mr. Wilson.
Thanks for letting me watch, Cluny.
You were a great help.
Come on, Ronald.
Did I do something wrong?
I wish I hadn't seen what I saw.
But I was only trying to help.
I'd rather not discuss anything till you make yourself presentable.
What does one do with a woman like you?
One feels like a fool and gets out. In a hurry, Professor.
A good beating. That's what I ought to do. Give you a good beating.
Sounds very tempting. But unfortunately, I've been brought up to resist temptation. Now, will you take your primitive instincts out of my room? Or shall I scream?
Why are you so vicious to my friend Andrew?
Oh, I see. This time you came to talk about Andrew. And I thought it was a personal call. You're sure it isn't, Professor?
Miss Cream, you hold no attraction for me whatever. None.
Really?
That creamy complexion, those blue eyes, those rounded shoulders, those... Well, I assure you, all this means very little to me.
How little?
Not much.
Then why is your hair so carefully combed? And why do you smell like a perfume salesman? Well?
It is me, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is.
Well, I must have smeared a lot of stuff on my hair. I usually don't do that. Now, why did I do it now?
I wonder why.
You know, that would be an interesting problem for a psychoanalyst. I could have sworn that I came here for no other reason than to speak for a friend. Now, is it possible that when I reached for the brilliantine, way down deep in my subconscious, I was reaching for something else? Betty, I'm beginning to doubt my motives.
I wish you'd get out. And I don't mean subconsciously.
Well, good night. Betty, why are you so nasty to Andrew?
I'll scream.
Why should you, Betty? Wake up the whole house, distress everybody. Can't you ever think of anybody but yourself? Doesn't it occur to you that you could make someone else happy?
What's happened?
Cyril, Maylie, you needn't wait. Good night.
Good night,
Good night, milady.
I want to know what happened.
Well, I'm sorry. I was looking for the bathroom, and I mistook the door.
And what are you doing with those books?
Yes, what am I doing with these books? You know, that would be an interesting case for a psychoanalyst. I could have sworn
I'm so
that...
sorry, Lady Carmel. I heard my door open and thought it was a burglar, and so I screamed.
Yes, that can easily happen in strange houses. Getting the doors mixed. Dear me, what an exciting evening. Good night again, Professor.
Good night, Lady Carmel. My profoundest regrets. Good night, Andrew.
Andrew, I want you to promise me to go right to bed. Please.
Very well, Mother. Good night.
May I come in, my dear?
Of course, Lady Carmel.
Get back into bed, Elizabeth.
Yes, Lady Carmel.
You know, my dear, you ought to get married.
Do you think so, Lady Carmel?
Quite definitely, my dear.